Alright guys, so in today's video we're going to be installing the BD Diesel high idle kit for the LBZ Chevy Duramax. What comes in this kit is pretty much just a wires and a switch. I'm not exactly sure the extent to how all this works and how it actually makes your truck have high idle. Pretty sure it just taps into the factory high idle and activates it. So I'm just going to show you where you tap in everything and how to install it, I guess, and go through it with me. I haven't seen too many videos online about this install, so I decided when I get the kit I'll make a little video, hopefully helping someone else out. I know when you're looking at these products, it's nice to look at a video and see how they install and what they actually do when they're fully installed. So that's what my goal is today, and I'll show you guys how this process goes. Alright guys, so you're going to want to pull out your upper dash. This just pulls out, you just pull out the clips, drop your steering column all the way down, put your shifter all the way into first gear, and then you should be able to get that dash all the way out. I can't pull mine all the way out because I have my airbag control switch on the dash. I don't really feel like unhooking the wire, so I'm just going to keep it right about there. And for now, I don't think I need to pull it all the way out. And then you'll also want to pull off the kickboard here, or knee board, whatever they call it. There's just a couple, I think there are 7mm screws on the bottom here. So there's one here in the corner, and then one all the way over on the far right. Then that has two clips on the top, and then it'll just pull out. I have it just sitting here for now. So I have my switch dangling up here. I'm not going to mount it yet. I'm going to mount it last. Just make sure it works. I want to hook it all up and then make sure it works, and then I'll drill the hole and put it on the dash there. I have the power wire. So it's got 3 wires coming from it. The yellow one is going to be going to underneath the hood, so through the firewall to under the hood, and the black and red are going to go over to your interior fuse box. I'll show you that in here. I have the black wire grounded to this 10mm bolt there. I also have my airbag switch grounded there as well. So that's why there's 2 wires going to it. And then my fuse box is a little crowded. I have other wires in here as well. But the fuse you're going to be looking for here, let me see if I can get the light on it. It's going to be a 10 amp fuse, cruise control fuse. It's the one with that little prong on it there that I put that prong in. Let's see that little prong there with a light shine on it? That's where that red wire will hook up to. I put that prong on it, comes in the kit. You want to make sure it's on the right side of the fuse, or the side of the fuse that's facing the back of the vehicle. Then that's the proper side to put it on. So it just goes on one of the prongs, and then you have a little tab to hook up this red wire that has a connector already on it for it. And then you're pretty much done for the inside, and then just run the yellow wire out to underneath the hood. So I'm going to do that, and then I'll get back to you. Alright, so I got the yellow wire through the firewall. That wasn't so bad. I already had wires going through the firewall, so I just took a metal coat hanger, straightened it out, and fed it through the firewall, taped the yellow wire to it, and just pulled it back through. Not too hard. The next step would be to remove your ECM harness. This is the upper one, the one we do need. I already did remove them. You do want to remove the bottom one first. So this is your ECM right down here, this little metal guy. The bottom harness, where is it? It's down here right now. You can see it there. So that's the harness. Let me see if I can bring it up so I can show you guys how to remove it. This other one's already taken apart. So the harness will look like this, closed up on the ECM there. And so you're just going to want to grab this lever on it to release the harness and pull up all the way straight until it looks like that. So it's a little past straight up and down. So if it's not all the way straight up and a little past straight up and down, then it will not come off the ECM. and mine was pretty damn tough to get it off. I thought I was going to break the little plastic handle, but it held up and just needs to take a little force. Once the bottom one's removed, then you can get the top one off, because the bottom one kind of lays over the top one here. Oh yeah, on the bottom one, well, on the top one, once you get it up, I'm showing you on the bottom one because I already took apart the top one. You'll want to, let me open it back up here. Once it's all opened up like this, there will be, let's see, where are the clips? So, it looks a little different on the bottom one, but essentially, it'll be in your instructions. There's little tabs on the back of it here that you'll want to pry up. Let's see if you can see it. Yeah, here they are on this is the top shell of it, the gear mechanism. So these tabs here, there'll be a little notch sitting in it, holding this whole gear assembly on. You just want to get a little screwdriver like this one here and just pry up on that, and then on both sides, and then it'll just come right off. Once that comes off, then you'll want to remove this retainer clip from the plug here. So that'll be all the way in there. You'll just see the little part of it sticking out. Just grab your screwdriver, pull that plug out, and now you are able to put the pins in. So putting the pins in, I have not done it yet. It looks to be pretty tight and difficult in there. You're probably just going to want to look at your instructions pretty well and really analyze it. Making sure you have the right pin too. There's little numbers on this harness here, but the instructions are really pretty well labeled and help you out. Just make sure you're looking with the retainer clip, or this this retainer clip on what side compared to the numbers, so you're always aligned right, because in the photos they kind of turn it around in different photos. So just making sure you're looking at the right one and then correlating it to the other side when you put the pins in. As well as another important thing is to make sure which way the tab on the pin is facing when you insert it into the harness. So just make sure you do that right, and it should go well. So I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera here, and then I'll come back to you. Alright, so we got the wires installed into the harness here. Wasn't too bad. I did have a little bit of difficulty with putting the pin into the harness. My pins were kind of messed up. The little crimps on the end of it were a little flared out and they wouldn't fit into the hole, so they're getting jammed up. So I just took some little needle nose pliers and smushed them down. It even says to do that in the instructions if you do run into that problem. So you may run into that problem. I don't know if I messed up the crimps trying to pull them through the firewall or if they came like that, but either way, it wasn't hard to just smash them down a little bit and shape them into the right shape. And then once you push the pins in, they go in super easily, and then you'll hear a little click and they'll be in. You give it a little tug and just make sure it's in, but once you hear that click, you should be good. Just double check and triple check and make sure you put it into the right hole, and definitely try to remember from reading the numbers on this side and flipping it over and making sure you're putting in the right pin. It's kind of hard for me to show you which pin it is, but the manual has, or the instructions have, a pretty good wiring diagram to follow. Just make sure the orientation of the plug is how yours is and you correspond that correctly. But now we'll just put the cover back on here with the gear mechanism and the retaining clip for all the pins, and put the plug back in the ECM, I believe. So I'll give you an update once I'm done with that. Alright guys, so we got the wiring harness back in there. I don't know if you can see it. You can see the yellow wires kind of coming out of it there. Just make sure you put the top harness in first and then put the bottom harness in. I got the wire loom on the yellow wires here. Just ran it through here, put the wire loom all the way up in there, and clean it up. Make sure that wire's protected. I already turned on, tested it, works great, everything worked fine. Just make sure you have your batteries disconnected for this whole job so you don't fry your ECM or anything like that. And then I connected it back up and then tested everything. Now I'm going to go in and mount the switch, and then I'll show you guys how to operate the system. Alright, so this is the finished product here. Mounted the switch up on the dash next to my airbag switch. So I'll go ahead and flip it on here. So the first setting is 800 RPM. So just jumped up to that. So I'll flip it off now. And then it kind of idles back down. It's nothing crazy, but it's a little bit of an elevated idle. Next setting would be you need to turn on your cruise control. So put it in the middle there. Next setting is 1200. Click the set button. Now it's at 1200. Let's see if it'll focus here. There we go. Then the next setting would be 1800. And that's by pushing the accelerate button. So there it is, it's running. And it says in the manual to have the emergency brake on. I don't have mine on, as you can tell. I'll put it on now. It doesn't really need to be on, but they do recommend it, which is always a good recommendation. And as soon as you push the brake pedal, it dies down, but it'll just come right back up as soon as you let off the brake pedal. It'll come back to 800, unless you turn that off. Then it goes back to your standard idle. So that's it. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any questions about it, please let me know, and I'll do my best to help you out. But I just want to put this video out here to hopefully give someone a perspective on how easy or hard this install is. It wasn't too bad. The hardest part was literally getting that harness off the ECM and putting those pins in, making sure they were in the right spot. But besides that, it's really not that hard of a job, and I'm stoked to have this.